You and I both know there's a difference between the man who fills a room with noise and the man who shapes a room with presence. One is loud because he needs to be noticed. The other is quiet because he knows he will be. Women feel this difference before they understand it. It's not the car, the watch, or the volume of your voice. It's the almost invisible signals, the slight delay before you speak, the way your hand rests on a glass, the calm you carry in your shoulders when other men are jittering. Dominance isn't domination, it's not barking orders. It is the gravitational pull of a man who regulates his energy so cleanly that people start sinking to him without realizing it. If what I'm saying already hits something in your chest, stay with me until the end, because I'm about to show you 7 subtle gestures that make you look more dominant, not by acting tough, but by becoming unshakable. Let us start with a truth most men overlook. Attraction is not created by what you add. It's revealed by what you remove. You remove hurry. You remove nervous tells. You remove the need to chase validation. What's left? Stillness, choice, intention speaks louder than anything you could force. Women are neurologically tuned to read micro behaviors. They register blink rate, breath pace, head movement, where your feet point, how quickly you break eye contact, and whether your hands wander when you're anxious. Get these wrong and you feel needy, even if your words are perfect. Get them right, and you come across as certain, even if you say very little. This is how you project a dominant frame in a crowd, on a date, in a meeting, or when you first lock eyes with her across a room. I want you to feel these gestures in your body as we go, because this isn't theory. It's practice in slow motion. The first is stillness. Dominant men move less, but when they do, it's purposeful. Your nervous system is broadcasting either, "I am safe in myself," or "I am trying to manage how I am seen." The signal of safety is economy of motion. Think of it as the anchor. Breathe in through the nose, let the breath drop into your belly, and then exhale just a beat longer than you inhaled. Shoulders loose, jaw unhinged, hands quiet. Most men bleed status through fidgeting, tapping the foot, bouncing the knee, readjusting the shirt, checking the phone. You don't do that. You pick one posture and you inhabit it. Plant your feet about shoulder width, weight slightly heavier in one hip, spine tall but not rigid, chest open as if a string were lifting your sternum. When you reach for a glass, do it slowly, elbow close, no wasted flair. When you lean, lean fully. When you turn, turn cleanly. Stillness is not stiffness, it's relaxed control. The message it sends is primal. I am not scanning for threats. My attention is in my body and on you. Practice this everywhere, standing in line, waiting at a crosswalk, talking with friends. 45 seconds of total stillness while others fidget will change the way people look at you. The second is your gaze. Not a stare, not a challenge, but eye contact that feels like a held note. Dominance is not about looking at her the longest. It's about choosing when to look and when to release. Most men break eye contact quickly because it feels intimate and they're afraid of being seen. You won't. When she's speaking, you hold her eyes a heartbeat longer than comfortable. Then let your focus soften to the triangle between eyes and mouth. When you speak, you glance away occasionally, not to escape, but to retrieve your thought. And then you land back on her with intent. Here is a rule that will change your interactions. Look away first when you re-talking, and look away last when she's talking. That rhythm tells her you're not seeking approval. Add a slight micro-smile at the corner of your mouth when she finishes a sentence you like. Just enough to reward, not enough to perform. Keep your blink rate calm. If you get the impulse to check your phone or scan the room, ignore it. You are training your nervous system to anchor in attention. Women read this attentional discipline as confidence because it is confidence, control of where you direct your mind. The third is how you use your hands. Hands betray anxiety faster than words. Dominant hands are slow, contained, and decisive. Keep your gestures within your torso frame, chin to navel, shoulder to shoulder. The moment your hands flail wide or point like a spear, you start performing and leaking energy. There are 3 hand positions that project authority without aggression. Palms down for decision, quietly finishing a point at the table or settling a topic with finality. Palms up for invitation, opening a new topic, making space for her to contribute, signaling warmth within your authority. And the steeple, fingertips touching lightly, wrists relaxed. When you're listening or considering, don't overuse any of these. Let them appear naturally when the moment calls for them. When you're not gesturing, rest one hand loosely on your thigh or the rim of a glass with the thumb exposed. Thumb exposure is a subtle confidence tell. Hidden thumbs, clenched fists, or rubbing palms together signal uncertainty. The way you set an object down matters too. Quiet placement over a small drop. Even the sound you make teaches people how to read you. Keep it soft. Own the space without disturbing it. The fourth is how you claim space. You never crowd. You never hover, you occupy. There's a difference. Stand at a diagonal, not head-on. Give her a 45-degree angle so she can turn toward you or away from you. Dominance invites choice because it's not needy. Sit with your back to a wall if you can. Choose the seat with a view of the room, not to scan like a predator, but to be in command of your scene. When you stand, don't fold yourself small. Let your elbows breathe. Drape one forearm over the back of a chair. Let a shoulder touch a doorframe. Rest your heel on the rail in a bar. These are territorial marks without any brashness. In a group, position yourself slightly off-center, creating a natural pocket people step into to address you. If someone enters your space, you don't jerk back. You let them pass, then re-establish your stance. Your feet point where your attention is. Point them at the person you are investing in. When you shift, do it slowly, as if your body already knows where it belongs. That makes others unconsciously adjust to you. The fifth is touch leadership, and I am going to be precise here because this is where men go wrong. Dominance never assumes access to her body. Dominance offers direction and reads feedback fast. Start with the environment, not her skin. You open the door not to perform chivalry, but to direct flow. Your hand on the handle, your body slightly turned to guide her path, a small nod signaling after you. When moving through a crowded space, you lead with your body position. Step half a pace ahead, turn your shoulder so she naturally follows, then glance back to check in. If you ever use touch, it's momentary and respectful. A light tap release on the mid-forearm to indicate this way, never gripping, never lingering, always ready to be dropped at the first sign of hesitation. If she resists, you smile, remove your hand immediately, and switch to verbal leadership. Let's take that quieter table. Your authority is never threatened by boundaries. It's defined by how cleanly you honor them. Touch is also in what you refuse to do. You don't fidget with her jewelry. You don't stroke. You don't hover your hand around her lower back. You do steady handshakes. Vertical 1 to 2 seconds, eye contact, release first. You do controlled, intentional contact in high-noise situations only when it makes her life easier. That is how a woman's nervous system learns that your presence calms, not agitates. The sixth is time control. This one most men ignore because it's invisible, but it changes everything. Dominant men control tempo, not by dragging, but by refusing to rush. Before you answer a question, let there be a 2 count of silence. It shows you choose your words. When a server asks for your order, you don't panic or overcheck the menu. You look up, hold the moment, and decide. When she asks something personal, you don't fill the space with chatter. You let the weight hang, then deliver your answer in tight, clean sentences. If she interrupts, you smile, listen, then resume at your pace without apologizing for your thought. This rhythm trains people to meet you where you are. You can even use micro-pauses to deepen impact. Speak a sentence that matters, stop, let it land, then continue in a lower volume. People will lean in. In texting, time control means you don't reply instantly unless the logistics require it. Not to play games, but because your attention is earned. Let the conversation breathe. Women interpret your time discipline as value. You are signaling that your life is full, your attention is expensive, and your words are deliberate. The seventh is the boundary cue. Dominant men say no without drama. It's not a speech, it's a gesture plus a sentence. Slight head tilt, half smile, a small exhale. That doesn't work for me. Or, I'm going to pass on that. Then you redirect, but I'm in for, and offer an alternative. Your body doesn't lean away in disgust, it leans back a hair to mark the line, then re-engages to keep rapport. If someone tests you, teasing too hard, pushing a topic you don't want, Your eyes hold steady, your voice softens, and you repeat your boundary once without flinching. No over-explaining, no justifying. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors you decide when to open. A woman's trust rises when she watches you carry your no calmly. She recognizes you'll also hold a no for her when she needs it. That reliability reads as strength. Now that the 7 are on the table, stillness, gaze, hands, space, touch, leadership, time control, boundary cues, let's layer them into real-world moments so you can feel the difference they make. Imagine you're entering a room where she's already surrounded. You don't rush. You scan once with soft eyes, you choose your path, and you move with economy. Your feet are quiet, your shoulders are set. You approach at a diagonal, stop half a step outside her personal bubble, and let your presence be noticed. She turns. Your gaze lands and holds for a beat longer than you normally would. Micro smile. Hey, that's it. You don't pour out questions. You wait. She speaks. You nod once, slow, hands quiet. When it's your turn, you answer with clean lines. If you need to reposition, you gesture palms up toward the quieter corner and lead with your body, not a tug. If she follows, you've set the rhythm. If she stays, you lean one forearm onto the bar, thumb exposed, and continue at your pace. You never fight the environment, you shape it. Let's talk about voice because it ties all of this together. You don't have to deepen it artificially. That sounds fake. You let your breath do the work. Speak on the exhale, not while you're straining for air. Slow your opening line by 10%. Drop your volume by 10%. Eliminate filler. Silence is your ally. When you emphasize with pace, not volume. Most men get louder to be strong. You get quieter. That inversion is magnetic. It forces attention to come to you. If you want to practice, read a paragraph out loud and then read it again at 3/4 speed, with 1 second pauses between sentences. That's the cadence of authority. Combine it with eye contact and hand stillness, and even simple phrases land with power. There's a mental layer under these gestures that most men never address. Dominance without internal permission collapses under pressure. Internal permission means you allow yourself to be seen without performing. You accept that not everyone will like your pace, your gaze, your boundaries. You don't chase their reaction. You're focused on truth over approval. When you feel anxiety spike, maybe your heart rate ticks up or your breath shortens, you don't mask it with speed. You slow down more, you anchor your breath, you widen your peripheral vision, you feel your feet. You let the sensation pass through you like wind through a doorway instead of holding it in your chest. That regulation is what makes the gestures real. Without it, you're acting. With it, you're transmitting safety and strength. Let's zoom into micro scenarios so you can program your body. You approach a hostess stand with her beside you. You don't crowd the counter. You stand half a step back, shoulders square, chin neutral. When the hostess looks up, you meet her eyes calmly, hands resting, and say, "Table for 2." Then you wait with a quiet expression, no nervous chatter. When you walk to the table, you lead by positioning, not by pushing. If the path narrows, you step slightly ahead and gesture with an open palm. At the table, you choose the seat with the sightline you prefer and invite her to sit opposite with a simple, "Take that one." No debate, no back and forth. Decisiveness is a gift. It removes friction. If she wants a different seat, you switch without making it a thing. Leadership isn't control, it's ease. You're mid-conversation and someone interrupts, trying to pull your attention. You don't flinch. You pivot your head, give them a single nod and hold up a relaxed index finger, one moment, without words. Then you turn back to her and finish your sentence. After you're done, you address the new person at your pace. That finger cue, if done calmly, is a status marker. It says, "I choose where my attention goes." You're not rude, you're prioritized. She teases you. "Oh, so you think you're mysterious, huh?" You don't jump to defend. You let the silence hang a breath. Soft smile. "I think I'm selective." Deliver it, then go quiet and let her feel the line. You just wrapped a boundary and a compliment to yourself without bragging. That's art. You want to move her from the bar to a table. You don't ask 3 questions. You say, "Let's grab that corner," and point with your chin or a subtle palm-up gesture. Then you lead physically. If she hesitates, you stop, Turn back, hold eye contact and say, "Or we can stay here." Choice restores comfort. Dominance doesn't cling. You're leaving. You don't over-explain, you don't list your reasons. You stand, you hold eye contact and you say, "I've got an early start. Let's continue this soon." You extend a hand or, if the vibe is right and consensual, a brief clean hug. Then you exit with your shoulders squared and your pace unhurried. The exit is part of the frame. It tells her that your life moves on its own rails. Now, I want to give you a calibration map, because dominance without sensitivity becomes posturing. Watch these dials. If her eyes widen and she leans back, you soften your gaze and open your palms. If she leans in and matches your pace, you maintain the tension. Steady eye contact, slower speech. If her speech speeds up and she peppers you with questions, you keep your answers short and grounded. Don't mirror her speed, make her mirror yours. If she looks away often and self-touches, neck, hair, that can signal nerves, ease the intensity by looking down between sentences and letting the conversation breathe. If she crosses and uncrosses her legs toward you, it often means you have presence. Maintain the frame and don't rush to escalate. Read her breathing. If it slows with yours, you're leading her nervous system. That's the essence of attractive dominance. You regulate first, she follows. There are habits you'll need to drop immediately. Stop laughing at things you don't find funny. Stop explaining your plans before anyone asks. Stop apologizing for taking up space when you haven't done anything wrong. Stop checking your phone as a way to escape tension. Stop filling silences with facts to prove you're interesting. None of that comes from strength. Strength holds silence. Strength chooses fewer words. Strength lets a woman feel uncertainty without rescuing her from it. When you maintain your internal rhythm while she tests you, asking why you're so calm, why you're not texting back instantly, why you don't chase, you create polarity. She feels the edges of your world. People respect edges. Let's break down each gesture into training drills so this becomes muscle memory. Stillness drill. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Stand in front of a mirror, feet planted, shoulders relaxed, and do nothing but breathe. Watch for micro twitches, the urge to scratch, to adjust, to swallow theatrically. Let the impulses pass. Then add speech. Deliver a paragraph while keeping your lower body silent and your hands moving minimally within your torso frame. Record yourself. You want to see slow, clean gestures and a jaw that isn't clenching. Gaze drill. Practice the look away last rule with friends. When they finish a sentence, hold eye contact for half a second, then soften it. When you speak, look away briefly as if retrieving a thought, then return with your point. On dates, aim for 60–70% eye contact. More feels like a stare, less feels evasive. Train your periphery. Absorb the room without turning your head like a meerkat. Hands drill. Keep your hands visible and relaxed. Sit reading with your thumb hooked on your pocket or belt loop to normalize thumb exposure. Practice placing objects quietly. Every time you put down a cup, do it so silently that you barely hear it. That quiet discipline transfers to social spaces. Space drill. In any room you enter this week, pick the seat with the best view and hold it with easy posture. Practice the diagonal stance during conversations. Avoid toe-to-toe unless intimacy is established. Let your body create angles that invite, not corner. Touch drill. In crowds, guide anyone you're with by positioning, not pushing. If you use a forearm tap, keep it under 1 second and let go first. If you feel any hesitation, remove your hand instantly and switch to verbal direction. Never push through resistance. Leadership respects signals. Time drill. Before you answer any question today, inhale, exhale, then speak. Slow your first sentence by 10%. When someone asks you to decide, don't aloud. Pause, think, choose. In texts, batch your responses. You're training yourself to stop bleeding attention. Boundary drill. Say no to something minor each day without explaining. A drink you don't want. A plan you don't have time for. Deliver 1 sentence. Offer an alternative if you care to, and let the silence stand. Get comfortable with the sensation of holding ground. As these drills stack, your energy changes. People start moving around you differently. Men will test you less because your face doesn't invite a fight. It communicates you're not here to prove anything. Women will relax faster because you're not rushing to close a gap. They'll sense that your attention is a warm spotlight, not a laser trying to control the scene. That calm is rare, rare is attractive. I also want you to refine your micro-expressions. Dominance doesn't mean a stone face. It means you choose the emotion you transmit. The half smile is your baseline, inviting but not needy. The slow nod punctuates agreement and encourages her to go deeper. The one eyebrow micro-lift shows curiosity without supplication. The slight head tilt to the side conveys you're listening. The chin level or slightly down says, I'm present and grounded. Chin up too high becomes arrogance. Chin tucked too much becomes submission. Keep your face a study in controlled openness. When you laugh, let it be low and brief. When you're serious, don't furrow your brow. Soften your eyes and reduce movement. Your face is a dial, not a switch. Clothing and scent are part of the silent language too. You're not peacocking, you're signaling quality. Wear fabrics that move with you and colors that suit your skin tone. Well-fitted, not tight. Shoes clean. A subtle, masculine scent applied where heat lives, wrists, neck, chest under the shirt, creates an aura that women register when they step into your space. Don't spray the air, let her discover it when she closes the gap. Dominance is best felt in layers. Let's address escalation because a lot of men collapse there. The more dominant move is almost always to slow down before you speed up. If you feel the tension rise, closer proximity, softer voice, longer eye contact, don't jump forward. Reduce your words, hold her gaze, breathe deeper. If you're going to kiss her, eliminate uncertainty in your body first. Look at her mouth briefly, return to her eyes, step in smoothly. Touch her forearm or waist with the lightest pressure and go 90% of the way. Let her come the last 10%. If she doesn't, you drop the attempt cleanly, smile, and keep talking like it never happened. That composure is dominance. You don't punish, you don't sulk. You never make her wrong for her pace. The moment is either right or it isn't. Your value doesn't fluctuate based on one outcome. What about social dominance with other men? Same rules. You're not the clown. You're not the critic. You're the stabilizer. You give compliments that are specific and rare. You steer conversations out of gossip and into ideas or plans. When someone interrupts you mid-sentence, you touch the table with your fingertips, hold eye contact and finish your thought without speeding up. If a man attempts to posture, you don't escalate. You reduce your movement, lower your volume, and ask a clean question that forces clarity. Strength makes derailing expensive. When you lead a group to a new location, you don't ask 3 times. You say, we're moving, and you move. Those who want to follow will, those who don't can catch up. Your life isn't a committee. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, good. It means you're ready to stop performing and start transmitting. The 7 gestures I gave you are simple, but when you stack them, your presence changes rooms. You don't do all 7 at once like a checklist. You let them drip through your day until they become you. Stillness keeps you from leaking energy. Your gaze tells her you see her without needing to consume her. Your hands speak clearly. Your space claims itself. Your touch leads without taking. Your time sets the rhythm. Your boundaries anchor your world. That's what women respond to, not because it's flashy, but because it's rare. There's one final reframe I want to leave you with. Dominance is not something you put on like a jacket. It's the side effect of living in alignment. When you respect your time, your health, your word, your finances, your standards, your body naturally adopts these gestures because you're not negotiating with yourself anymore. The breath slows because there's nothing to hide. The gaze steadies because you're not scanning for approval. The hands calm because the mission is clear. The boundary is clean because self-betrayal isn't an option. You become a man other people organize around because you've organized yourself. That's the root. The gestures are the branches. If this has been valuable, do something with it today. Pick one gesture and install it before you sleep. Tomorrow add another. In a week you won't recognize how people respond to you. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one. And if you have a brother who needs this, send it to him right now. Don't hoard the standard you're building. Keep going. Slow down your breath. Hold your gaze, choose your words, and carry your body like a man who is already chosen. That's dominance. Quiet, clean, magnetic. And it looks very good on you.